in the industry, the key relationship that ends up forming is between brands and consumers, and all of us in the middle are trying to do what we can to facilitate that relationship and that experience. In the middle, you also have retailers, you have campaign management providers, you have other enablers, you have providers of data or meta services that support a campaign. There's a big battleground we see around the retailer, and they face every day, in which, you know, imagine a scenario in which a shopper is standing in the aisle, and you've got a product, say a product from one of a major beverage company, and in that moment they're going to make a buying decision between one product and another, and the retailer wants to shape what decision that consumer makes as well. So, so there's a challenge. In the case of brands, if they put a 2D barcode on a package that the person scans and it allows them to provide the content back or the experience, there's some really key things they have to keep in mind. I mean, it's got to be reliable. Control is essential. It's got to minimize risk, and by that I mean the number of fail points that could occur in a campaign. You know, any campaign manager that's supporting a brand, you know, has to consider the solution they provide and where can it go wrong. In that moment when a consumer is trying to make that decision to buy, where could it fail? So the selection of what barcode symbol is used, what's encoded inside of it, what reader is used to scan that code, what code management platforms manage that code becomes critical and essential. The second consideration, particularly for consumer packaged goods, is around permanence. So if you think of a bottle of wine, there's a lot of bottle of wines now that have a barcode on them. That bottle of wine could be in a cellar for 10 years, for example. You've selected a vendor to work with you and manage this barcode. After 2 or 3 years, maybe it's not so important to have that code managed per se, but you also don't want a negative experience where somebody scans it and the reader just croaks and says nothing. You want it to at least say, you know, thank you for scanning our fine bottle of wine, you know, go to our website to learn more. But the key there is permanence, you know, so what's encoded in the barcode becomes really important. I mean, at the end of the day, where do the dollars begin in the money trail, and it becomes with brands. So brands must control the relationship, and no matter who's in the middle, most industries and technologies that form around a solution between a consumer and a brand, the middle players all end up kind of collapsing into one solution to where the brand has most control. One thing that Neustar adds in terms of our approach with codes is that the brand ends up having that permanent control over them at the end of the day.